All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We're hanging out inside the Osage Beach office today, and we're hopefully going to help maybe connect the dots or answer the question on, is Lake of the Ozarks a good place to raise a family? We talked to a lot of folks that are looking to relocate and potentially uproot their family for lake life or a different lifestyle. And as we're having those conversations, of course, right, we're talking about different areas of the lake and bedrooms and bathrooms and coves or big water. We're talking about garages and price points, and we're talking a lot of real estate. But along the way, that conversation shifts just a little bit, rightfully so. And it comes to a question of hey, Scott, tell me about the area. Tell me about the crime, the safety, the activities, the school districts. Tell me about, is this a good place for me to raise my family? And so I've shared, my thoughts and opinions on the community and the people, which I'll touch base on a little bit in this video. But that's a really, really healthy question, right? I don't care where we're moving to, whether it's here or somewhere else. Of course, the real estate is important, but nothing is more important than making sure that our family is happy and healthy and safe and thriving in the community that we're living in. And so I wanted to try to help connect those dots because, I'll just stereotype the channel a little bit. A lot of people that reach out and we talk to and have a conversation with are coming from big cities, right? They're urban city living, or they're in the suburbs of a big city, and they're looking for something different. They're looking for a change of lifestyle. We obviously have those that are looking to retire to this area, but specifically to those relocating their families, they're thinking about creating, again, a different lifestyle, a lake life, an outdoors lifestyle. They're looking to maybe slow down their pace a little bit. They're looking to get their children out of maybe those cities, right, and those influences, and bring them into a different type of upbringing. And so, I wanted to share a few things because in those conversations, crime and safety is always something that kind of pops up. And so I can't go into too much detail when it comes to the crime, but reach out to me. So call me, text me, email me. If you want to get connected to some of those websites and links and stuff, I can send you, links to different sites that can talk about the crime rating and the type of crime, right? Because no matter where you go, you're going to have crime in the area. There's going to be things that are going to happen, but what type of crime is happening, right? Are these big city kind of crimes where they're felonies and big offenses, or is it more of a petty type crime and misdemeanor type stuff? And the overall kind of perspective of this area is a very safe place to live, right? There's not a lot of crime. The crime that happens is kind of petty. You will have some things from time to time that are on the upper scale, right? But in general, to stereotype, hey, if I move my family here, are they going to be safe? Can they go out and ride their bikes up and down the street? Is anything bad gonna kind of happen? And we can't foresee or say nothing is ever gonna negatively happen. But in general, right, if you relocated your family, you should feel safe in your neighborhood. You should feel safe traveling around the area, safe in the school districts. The crime level is pretty low, but reach out, we'll send you some more stats. Outside of the crime kind of conversation, the next one that typically comes right after that is, tell me about the school districts. What would be my options? So you have two options when it comes to your major school districts, which is going to be the Osage Beach School District or the Camdenton School District. Both of those are going to be your K through 12 schools. So depending on where your kiddos fall into that, those would be the two that you'd want to explore. Again, reach out. We can send you links to these schools. We can send you stats. Both are really great school districts, and on the national ranking scale, depending on the category that you're looking at B plus kind of schools. They're really good schools, and they have a great attention and focus on education and curriculum and outdoor activities, or just sport activities. They're really good school districts, and it really just depends on which one do you feel your kids will thrive in the most, which one do you gravitate towards and have the best feeling about. So as you're shopping and researching and contemplating that relocation, the home is going to be a very important topic, but ultimately, hey, where do we put that home to make sure that our kiddos are in the Camdenton School District or the Osage School District? So you can research that as much as you want. We also recommend coming into town, right? So come visit. We can drive to those school districts, show you what they look like, take a tour of those schools, gather as much information as we possibly can. So once you kind of hone down maybe which school you want, then obviously we can create your home search somewhat close to that school. So obviously your commute's not gonna be too long, right? So we'll help you with that, making sure that our kiddos are safe, and then obviously making sure that they're thriving inside of a school district are probably the top two important questions that people ask when they're thinking about relocating. So you got the crime, you got the schools. I think the next question that most people ask are, hey, tell me about the people, tell me about the activities, tell me about the things that we can get involved in. It's a unique question because it just kind of depends on who you are and what you're into. But you got to think like everybody that moves here or is living here is kind of here for the same reasons, right? You enjoy the lake life, you enjoy everything that this lake has to offer. And so those kinds of things are helpful when you're trying to build community. Your kids are also in school, so 100% that you are going to meet families through your kids or through the school district, right? So that's an easy place to make friends. You'll probably find some community at whatever job you might be working here. You'll find community going to your favorite places and locations or restaurants, stuff like that. If you go to church, right, you'll find obviously relationships through fellowship through your church. But it's easy to build community and relationships when you're surrounded by people that are there for the same reasons that you are. Yeah, you'll leverage your kids in schools and things like that, but ultimately that lake life is easy to build that, right? Hey, come over, have a barbecue, you're out on the dock, you're hanging out, you're boating, you're meeting up at, lakeside restaurants or bars or something like that. That's easy way to kind of, again, build community. But once you step away from the lake, there's plenty of activities for your kids to do as well. There's a couple of state parks, and there's a lot of outdoor recreational activities that your kids can get involved in, where they can meet other kids. And then obviously through that, you're meeting parents, you're building relationships, you're digging in roots, you're finding your people. It's a very easy thing to do here. Once you're here, right, and you just get into the rhythm of life, you realize like, oh man, these are really good people, right? I speak in generalization, but Midwestern people, good morals, good values, good ethics. This is a community that takes care of one another. And so it's easy to kind of, again, find your people, dig in roots, build relationships, because you're doing things of life around a community of people that are doing them for the same reasons you are. So we have to have healthy conversations on the crime rate around the area, the school districts, or, around the area. But then ultimately, hey, what are some of the activities and things to do? There is a plethora of things in this area that your kiddos are going to get involved in, which ultimately you're going to get involved in as a family too. So I think overall, when you're thinking about is it a good place to raise your family, you got to think about the balanced lifestyle that you're probably trying to accomplish. And again, just to stereotype the channel, most are coming from a big city or suburban areas, and they're trying to maybe create a different lifestyle or upbringing for their children, right? They want them to have, unplug from, social medias and go outside and build a fort or play in the woods or go swim in the lake, like go do something and be active. That is easy to find people down here and build community with those there. So, if you're interested in gathering some more information, go ahead and again reach out. We can send you some links to some websites where you can look up the different type of crime and then the ratings. Overall, it is a very safe community and a very safe area. You should feel very safe and comfortable letting your kids explore, right? Whatever that looks like, you shouldn't have a problem with any of that. We also want to plug you in and connect you to the 2 school districts, feed you information, take you to the school districts, take a visit, get shown around, gather that information, because kind of if you are relocating a family, once you know which school district is going to be the best one for you, then we can create your home search around that area so your commute isn't, it doesn't take too long. So we want to do that. And again, man, when you're thinking about just the people and the lifestyle and the activities, there are so many things here for you to do, to dig in, to build relationships, to grow roots, again, find fellowship with the people that are around you. It is a great place to raise a family. And again, I know I'm biased, right? But I have a 4 and a 6-year-old, right? And I try real hard to take the iPads out of their hands. And sometimes iPads are very important and they're necessary because you need a break from the noise. But at the end of the day, I didn't grow up with an iPad. I grew up outside playing, building forts and exploring. I'm trying to keep those roots, obviously, for my children as well. So Is it a great place? I think it's a phenomenal place to raise children. I think they enjoy the outdoor lifestyle, and they're doing it with, other kiddos that enjoy the same thing. So explore it for yourself, right? Reach out. Let me know what I can do to help answer some more of those questions. Obviously, come into town. We would love to show you around. Whatever we can do with your Lake of the Ozarks needs, we are happy to do that. And until then, we'll see you on the next video.